Hi, this is a short tutorial to assist you in filling out the spreadsheet for submitting your film to Distributable. So the first field we need to look at is movie title. That'll come up. So in here, you just put in your movie title. I'm just going to make up data here, so Star Wars. Then the next field in bold is movie type, so we're just going to select feature. You only need to fill out the columns that have bold lettering at the top. The theme of the film, click on the box and there's a little drop down box, so we're going to choose sci-fi, and another genre in bold here we're going to select action and adventure. If you do happen to know any of the codes here which aren't in bold, you can certainly put them in, otherwise just leave them blank and we'll take care of it. If you have more genres, feel free to add some more in here as sees fit for your particular movie. Okay, language. We're going to put in English. There's also a drop-down box for the languages if you prefer. Country of origin, drop-down box, Australia. Release type, unless you know otherwise, just select new. Then moving on to copyright, which needs to be the year followed by the copyright holder's name. So in our case, that would probably be Lucasfilm, and the production company in this case is the same. But they can actually be different. Colour, we go ahead and choose colour. Long synopsis. Now this can only be 4,000 characters max. On a galaxy far away, etc., etc. This is where you put your long synopsis. Ideally, have it in Microsoft Word, do a character count to make sure that your characters of your selected text in Word is no longer than 4,000. Then you can just copy and paste it straight into here. Short synopsis. This can actually only be 250 characters long, so you'll need to actually put in a very short one. So rebels defend the universe from the evil Darth Vader, for example. Maybe a bit longer than that, but probably only a couple of sentences, and you'd hit your 250 character limit. If the movie was released on DVD initially, you'd put the release date, so let's say 1985, June 6th. The sales start date, you can leave that blank, we'll actually fill that in, or you can just put today's date. So 1st of February 2012. If you know of any excluded territories for the film, just put them in here, or you just leave it blank. You don't need to fill any of these out. Then we just go along to the directors, which needs to be in the syntax of surname, semicolon, first name, separated by a line character, which is shift / on my keyboard. John Smith, for example, so we'd have Smith, John, and so forth. Same with the producers, Lucas, George, etc., etc. Just separate each separate name with the line character there. The writers can be the same thing, and you could actually cut and paste if they were the same. Key crew members, the syntax here will be, okay, so John Smith, for example, so Smith, John, and we go Shift 6 on my keyboard, which is the arrow, and we'd have to put the, he was the chief animator on the film, and then we put a line after it and put others. So the difference here, we need this role definer, and it's all actually written up here as to how they should be separated. Key cast members, so we'd have Ford Harrison, Shift 6, and he played Han Solo, and a line character. Then we had Hamill Mark, Shift 6, and he played Luke Skywalker, and so on and so forth, and a character with each line character within each one. You only need the key cast members, so 3 or 4, just the main top billing characters. Price tier, leave that at 2. We're moving over to the Australian rating, so scroll over till you see AU rating, and there's a drop down box where you can choose the AU ratings. So if it's anything above G, you need to put the reason. So for example, MA15 plus, you'd need to put violence or low-level violence or whatever classification came with your rating. If it's rated G or not rated, you don't need to put any reasons in here. You can follow suit for all the other countries if your film has been rated in those countries. If it hasn't been rated, you can just leave those blank. And the final thing we need to look at is the chapter times, which you can fill in from your own film documentation. Chapter 1 name, Empire Attacks. Chapter 1, that'll start at 0. Chapter 2, Rebels Meet. Let's say that starts at 4 minutes and 20 seconds and 4 frames. Frames aren't critical. If you've got the frame information, that's great, but if you don't have the frames info, you can leave that as 0. Chapter 3, Leia arrives at base. Starts at 8 minutes and 33 seconds. And so on and so forth. I only have 10 chapters in this example, and you see my last chapter, you should be arriving at 1 hour 32 minutes and 26 seconds, or however long your movie is, or however long the last chapter of your movie starts. That's it. Any questions, just give myself or Steve an email, fill that out and get it back to us, and thanks for watching.